Here we're working on rigid foot landings. So part of what our foot needs to do is it needs to be able to create stiffness. And what we mean by stiffness is it's got to create a stable enough platform to transition force up the lever into the calf, up into the hips and the legs so that we can propel ourselves forward when we're running, jumping, and whatever else it might be. So in order to do that, we got to be able to create a stiffness through the foot to create that lever. So we talk about a tripod foot, meaning that at some point or another, that foot, that arch is going to create like an engagement, or they call it a windlass mechanism, where the plantar fascia engages the muscle in the bottom foot engage, the big toe is on the ground, the pinky toe is on the ground, the heel is on the ground, and it just winds that up into what we call a tripod foot position. And the whole mechanic there, they call the windlass mechanism of that lockup. We know that that foot's got to be able to get into that tripod position, and then we need just a little bit of pronation to get to that big toe, and that little bit of pronation is what creates the spring to kind of load that torque and kind of get that thing to bounce back up as we push off and it propels us forward. Okay, so what we don't want is for that foot to be kind of soft, loosey-goosey, and the whole thing just collapse. That's not going to be a fast transition of power. It's not going to give us the bounce or the spring that we want. So we're going to activate the bottom of the foot, create that rigid foot position. We're going to make sure that the tripod of the foot hits the ground, meaning big toe, pinky toe, heel, everything gets locked. We're going to create some stiffness there as we load into that jumping position, or that landing position, I should say. And that, in theory, should help us learn to prepare to propel ourselves into the next step. So this is a nice transitional drill. It's also a pretty good drill if you're having knee pain. Kind of creating that stiffness through the foot, I think you'll find takes pressure off the knee in this forward lunge or this forward landing position. It's a nice skill to practice. It's done at a little bit of a higher speed, which I think transitions to walking and running well. We're going to look for this same foot position in multiple other drills as well, whether that be a step up, a lunge, or a squat, deadlifts. We're going to use that rigid tripod foot position a lot. So this is a great place to practice that with the ability to literally just focus on what's happening at the foot. So a really nice drill, one that gets overlooked, I think, a lot of the times, and certainly has become one of my favorites over the years. If you have any questions on this, make sure you let us know.